Tier 2, Round 4 of the BRL Tier 2 Championship. We're here at China for the Chinese Grand Prix. We have a few new people this week. We have some bumped up from Tier 2 or Tier 3 up into Tier 2, and then we have some bumped up from Tier 2 into Tier 1. I think there's only one of that, actually. But we have new drivers from Tier 3 this week. We have Taylor, who is in the Racing Point. We have iOverlord in the Ferrari, and we have Adam, who is not here this week. And I was told by our championship leader again, Zach. He told me last week after the stream was over that he can't attend this race either, so we'll see how that affects him in the championship. But he did say he will be back next week again. Looks like he's taken every other week off because he's winning every race he's in, so just getting qualifying started. No one's out yet. Could be quite a dull qualifying because people want to start on mediums. That's the ideal strategy for the race, but if they want grid position, let's see if they go out on softs. Looks like Skeppy will be the first one to go out. He's on a set of softs. Oh no, there's one ahead of him. It's a Haas of Toxin. He's also on the softs. I am going to set it to where it is the softs. There we go. Fridays looks like he has the medium selected, but he's not out on track yet. Toxin is the first one out on track, followed by Ichigo, then Taylor, which got bumped up from Tier 3 into Tier 2 because he was too quick, I guess. I don't know, I didn't watch those races, sorry, don't persecute me. And then Skeppy behind him.
And we have Osprey coming out last.
It looks like everyone's going on soft tires. I wonder if they're just doing this to warm up to the track. Because I know for me, I definitely would not want to qualify on softs. Hint, hint for the Tier 1 race, but yeah, I shouldn't say that. We're here for Tier 2 right now, so I shouldn't be talking about that. Ichigo's revving it out in 4th gear, trying to burn some fuel.
Going to the engine very good.
Nah, but in this game you can abuse it for whatever reason. It's definitely realistic. We don't worry about that. Because they do that in real life all the time. Taylor will be the first one onto a lap on the soft tires. Cannot see the fuel mode he's running, but he is running hot laps, so let's follow along because he'll be the first one to set a lap time if it's not invalidated.
It'll be Taylor.
Yeah, I said Taylor. I'm spectating him right now.
Oh, he's the Toxin.
Taylor will be the first one to set a lap time. I don't know what fuel mode he's running, but he is running hot lap at the moment, so looks like a pretty tidy lap at the moment.
Yeah, could do well here. Back to the position of Tier 2. Comes around the what corner is that? 10.
I think it's 10. He got the traction down really well there, so of course he's going to be purple because he's the first one on the track. We'll see who's sandbagging this first run and who's not. He's going down the back straight, not as long as last week. Definitely not as long as last week, because last week it would take forever to get down this backstretch. But this week, got an actually reasonable backstretch. Comes around the final corner. He will be the first one to set a lap with a 30.5 I think that's actually him going for a soft run. I think that's a legit I'm trying to qualify on softs.
I think so too.
Which is very interesting
Skeppy.
because you can do soft to hard.
Skeppy
wow.
Like
5 milliseconds?
Yeah.
5 milliseconds, 5 thousandths. That's crazy.
Such a close qualifying session already. And it's only going to get closer.
But Taylor, first one to set a time. Bumped up from tier 2. Yeah, geez, I can't speak. Bumped up from tier 3 and RDP1. We'll see how that progresses throughout the session.
I don't know if you noticed this or not, but Taylor is actually running a tribute to Antoine Hubert. If you look on him, he's running number 19 with a pink helmet.
I did not realize that, and I'm turning down my audio because I'm pretty sure the cars are too loud, like last time, because I forgot to do that. But our other driver that got bumped up from tier 3, Overlord, now crosses the line, goes P1 instead of Taylor. So the two tier 3 drivers that got bumped up, looking pretty competitive already, and those are times that are looking like oh wow, and he goes into the gravel on an in-lap. Oh lord, he's doing, I think he's part of Botas mowing service. Someone confirmed that for me, but two tier 3 drivers that got bumped up into tier 2 are 1 and 2 right now. And Overlord's time is really, really competitive. That's definitely a soft time.
Almost 1 second.
Yeah, almost 1 second. I think the ones that are, I didn't even realize that Oz Formula went P2. I think one that might be sandbagging though is Aldifer. I think he does want to qualify on mediums.
Yeah, that's not a legit lap time. That's something you see in like tier 4 or something. Because I ain't doing very competitive lap times, and that's stuff I'm doing. So
we got multiple people on lap right now. I think Axe will be the next one to cross the line. Also on the soft tires, goes P2. Wow. Close between Williams still. Brackish, I think.
Here we go for mediums.
He went P8, yeah, he went P8. Maverick now rounding penultimate corner into the final corner. See what his time can do. Ever since first round, goes P4, ever since the first round in Australia, where he won on track but got bumped down to P2 after penalties, he has not finished a race since then. Maverick almost runs off track too. People complete a lap and then...
yeah, it's really disappointing for Maverick not to finish a race since Australia.
Webster goes P4, pretty good lap from him.
Oh wow.
I'm really intrigued. Most people look like they're qualifying on softs, which I would not have expected, especially Oz Formula. If I were him right now, he has 2 laps on those softs. That's an invalidated lap and another push lap. Those softs are going to be bubblegum by the end of the formation lap. I would not want to be on those tires at the moment. There are some coming out on mediums now. Fridays is on a lap on mediums. He has set... No, he's not on a lap. He's on none. I don't know what I'm talking about, apparently.
Unless he's saving it for this lap. Does he continue? No.
Ed sets a purple first sector.
Go on, Ed.
Pretty sure, no, Fridays went into the pit.
Yeah.
Let's see what Ed does second sector. Not a purple, but you did go He did go purple first sector, so we were a bit wide on the exit to the back stretch. I think Brackish is on a lap, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know, 'cause that's a pretty slow middle sector.
He has 2 laps on those softs. I would not. Us Formula on another set of softs. For his sake, I'd hope he improves his time.
He should do. Saxman lapping around the final quarter to start his lap on the medium tyres, so he will be trying to start on the mediums. Unless he can't do this lap. Because with tyre degradation, it's going to be quite hard to control his tyres, especially when they're overheating. Friday's now comes back out on a set of soft tyres, trying to improve his position.
Ah, that's interesting, because he has a time set on the mediums. I'm actually really surprised that people are going for mediums.
Yeah.
Taylor improves back up to P2. I'm watching Aldifer right now. He's on another set of softs. Looks like he's actually trying to improve his time.
Goes P2.
Goes P2, wow.
What's that, 5/10 to Overlord? Overlord tier 1.
That's 5/10. Wow. That's a really good pace from Overlord right there. I'm still like
get bumped up.
very, very surprised.
Overlord,
It's bumped up again, I don't know.
Overlord's out on another lap, he's still going purple.
Did Ichigo just finish a lap? Yeah, he did. He went P4.
Yeah. See what
I tell you,
does.
Ichigo has had one of the most quiet seasons.
Yeah.
I don't know why. He feels like Carlos Sainz to me. He just always is there.
He's there.
But he's just so consistent.
Yeah.
Because he's been fighting his teammate Fridays as well. He has a little spin. He's in the grass right now. As I'm talking good on him and he goes off track. Yeah.
Saxman, I've just
Commentator's
noticed he's
curse.
gone P12 on the mediums.
Interesting.
Which for the
I
medium
think he's on he might be on another lap because he's still in hot lap. Even though it looks pretty gingerly right now. No, I think he is pushing. He might get a little toe from his teammate. I think that's what's going to happen here.
And that's what they planned.
Yeah, they definitely they definitely plan this. Yeah, he's definitely going to get some slipstream here.
Story strategy.
It looks like Saxman definitely wants to qualify on these mediums. Going to get an excellent slipstream from Brackish.
Getting up there, yeah.
It's out the way really nice.
But though, yeah, can really affect someone. Especially on a high track like this.
Let's see if he improves at all. He's pushing right to the limit still.
Doesn't improve.
He doesn't even improve. Wow. I think he actually did improve, but he didn't improve position.
Friday's goes P5.
He does. Axe goes P3. I haven't. Damn, where am I missing this stuff? Axe is on it looks like he's on a push lap, but I don't know. We're getting close to the end anyway. You got 4 minutes left. This is really interesting because anyone outside the top 10 as well will start on mediums or hards, either or. I'm actually interested now to look at Brackish, see if his teammate will repay him the favor. I think he will. I think, yes, I am correct. Saxman is going to now give a slipstream to Brackish. Let's see how they do this time.
Really interesting. really out of that corner for us.
This is gonna be a really good slipstream here. He is gaining a lot on him though, so
Oh, Sax man.
a really good slipstream. We'll see where this puts Sax now.
Brackish.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on today.
Oh,
does he? He goes into the pits.
Oh,
He does a. Oh. He's overshot the pit lane entry into the tire barrier.
That's embarrassing. That's very embarrassing for Brackish there.
Maverick is on an invalidated lap. Skeppy in the pits. Everyone is in the pits except Toxin. He's on an outlap. Ed also on an outlap. Starting a lap right now, and Zaizu also on an outlap.
Usually goes also on that lap.
If I were Ed right now, I wouldn't want to get into the top 10. I would not want to get into the top 10, even though track position is pretty important around here. I wouldn't want to get into the top 10, mainly because the tire to start on. I wouldn't want to start on those softs. But this is interesting because a lot of people, I think, believe they can do soft hards.
It will be tight, but I do believe that soft hards could be a good strategy. Obviously, them hards will take a
Soft
couple
hards
laps to warm
would
up.
be a good strategy, but it's like 5 seconds slower, I believe. Last week you could take softs a little over. You could take them almost 11 laps. Actually, I remember a Saxman took them for either Saxman or Brackish. I think it was Saxman. He took them for 13, 14 laps and then strapped on a set of mediums.
I believe
Here,
that
you
was
cannot.
Saxman.
I believe that too. You can't take the softs as long here.
Oh,
Not at all.
what's happened to Toxin?
Toxin.
I think
Tired on
it's
track.
retired
Ed
on
only goes
track.
P13. Yeah, he's definitely not wanting to qualify in that top 10, even though that's actually pretty close. Only 3/10 off the top 10, but he'll have the preferred strategy. Zaizu on a lap. A lot of people on a lap, actually. There's a lot of people that are going to be on a lap. Man, that's a really competitive time from Overlord. That's getting up there. That
6/10
got
looking
bumped up
ultra. Maverick, if you're watching this, put him into tier 1.
Yeah, I would say something else, but I'm probably not. I commentate tier 2. I can't be bumped down to tier 2. It's big brain. No, I'm kidding. Don't do it, please. Alright, so there's a bunch of people starting laps now, including Overlord. I think he'll be like the last one to set a time. Alderfer's having a really good qualifying right now. He's so silent, I swear. I can never catch him doing something. I swear. Alderfer, I was saying, is having a really good qualifying right now. He hasn't had the best of seasons, but he's P2 at the moment, and that's really, really strong. Looks like Zaizu's going to commit to starting on either mediums or hards. Maverick retires in the pits.
I'm going to go with P2.
If I were Maverick or Skeppy at the moment, I'd want to be knocked out the top 10. Because I'd be really mad if I was 10th and I had to start on those soft tires. But speaking of that anyway, I just saw Axe set a purple middle sector, and why am I getting this garbage camera angle of looking at his rear wing? We want to see in front of him, game. I do not want to see his rear wing. Nope, still showing me his rear wing. We'll see what he can do. He set a purple middle sector. Can he go any faster than before? Crosses the line, goes P3.
P3.
Alderfer next to cross the
Brackish goes
line,
P9.
stays P4. Overlord
Well,
crosses the line. Can he improve his time? He does.
He does.
29
Wow.
flat.
See what Stackman can do. He could.
Taylor's on an invalidated lap.
He's on in 29. He was out of the top 10.
Was he outside the top 10?
Yeah, he just got knocked out of it. And then he went inside of it.
Skeppy, why? Skeppy.
Bradley's
Oh, man. Fridays is... I would be so mad if I was Fridays. I would not want to start on those softs, man. Not at all. But, anyway.
It looks like in the chat.
This is a really good... This is a really good poll time. I overlord
29 flat.
That's a really good time.
That's
Formula
close to
P2.
tier 1.
It is.
Right,
I don't know my soft time. I don't know my soft time, but because I'm not doing softs, but yeah. Axe P3, Alderfer P4, really good qualifying from him. Webster P5, Saxman P6. It should go 7th, Taylor 8th, Skeppy 9th, Fridays 10th, Brackish 11th, Maverick 12th, Toxin 13th, Ed 14th, and Zaizu 15th. Zaizu did not set a lap. He is definitely going for the alternate strategy. Did not want to start on those softs.
Do you not get a penalty if you don't set lap time?
No, you don't. Oh, it's wet. I didn't know that.
Oh,
no
wow.
one. Okay, that explains everything now. That's why everyone was setting a time on the softs, because we have our first wet session in tier 2.
Wow.
Okay, this makes things really interesting now. Looks like intermediate rain. I can't really tell. But that thing makes things really interesting. Is this on Xbox? Yes, Bradley. This is on Xbox.
We have an Xbox League and a PC League. From what I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
In order to join this league, you need to first join the BRL Discord server, and then you would contact one of the higher admins about joining, especially mid-season. But interesting, it looks like everyone is on intermediate tires. They are on intermediate tires.
Who do you think's gonna win?
Well, if Overlord has the same pace as what he just showed in qualifying in the wet, I think he's gonna win. But you know, it'd be really impressive if he had a wet setup on and he still did a 29 flat. That's a really crazy lap time.
Can you imagine if that actually happened?
Oz Formula's spun out on the formation lap. He's lucky there's no damage. He'll still start P2. So no worries about that, but probably not the best for his tires.
It's looking like a 1 or a 2 start, depending on how.
So I was wondering why everyone was going for softs, and it never once crossed my mind that it might be wet. Like, I don't know why I didn't think of that, because apparently I can't process things today. This could... I honestly don't know who's going to win. Alderfer had a really good quali. Webster also had a really good quali. I didn't even look at that. Oh, Webster spun. There he goes. As I speak of him.
Bradley, the league is called Breakout Racing League.
Okay. You know this is going to be really a crazy race when we've already had 3 spins on the formation lap. We have had Oz Formula spin, we have had Saxman spin, and we've had Webster spin.
The 2 commentators for tier 4 have both spun.
Oh, we've got someone in the grass too. It's another Haas, so we haven't even started the race yet, boys.
Oh, that'd
Let's
be
go.
That'd be so dude.
Oh boy, this is going to be one chaotic race full of safety cars, you reckon?
I reckon there's gonna be 2, maybe 3 safety cars this race.
And Brackish has now hit someone. Brackish and Toxin have hit each other now.
Okay.
We're in for a crazy race here.
We need about 2 more commentators.
Probably to keep up with all. Well, I think we need like 10 more commentators to keep up with all the action. Get like 2 drivers each commentator. But anyway, they're now lining up on the grid. Zaizu will be the last one in P15 to line up. And we now have our grid set. Just waiting for the lights now have.
Here we go. 5 red lights coming on now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. Let's see how Overlord gets a really good start. Oz Formula almost spins on the start. And I'm already getting the pit strategy, even though I don't want it. We're racing. Almost everyone's going wide.
God.
Everyone's going wide at the first corner. This is crazy. Oh man, I can't keep up with this. I told you I couldn't keep up with it. Overlord leads the 2 Williams in P2 and 3 of Axe and Oz Formula. Ichigo struggling for traction. Webster up to P4. I was complimenting Aldifer, and he's now in P9. Oh boy. Taylor up to P6. No, trying to get by Ichigo. This is really tight. Friday's on the inside of Saxman. Saxman in the grass goes wide.
Oh my god.
Promotes Maverick and Skeppy back into the top 10. Brackish now tries to go down the inside of Maverick, thinks better of it. Let's look up front because Overlord's pulling away already. Oh boy. How are you in tier 3, sir? I want to know how that happened. Looks like the closest one is Taylor on the back of Ichigo, I believe. People are so tentative coming onto this backstretch. We'll see if there's any spinners.
Brackish and Maverick. Maverick seems to have a problem if he's going to slow down the straight. When Ichigo goes up to P4.
He could be running quite a bit of downforce. Oh, Maverick hits the back of Brackish. Then, on top of that, Saxman slams into the side of Maverick.
Oh, that's lots of damage.
This is I told you it'd be crazy. No one pits. Webster and Taylor going side by side. Webster on the outside. Taylor trying to keep on the inside. Oh, he gives him a big squeeze. Taylor's trying to keep it in there. Can he do the switchback here? Get on the traction. Webster all over the place on traction. Taylor's going to use overtake. Is he going to go down the inside? Yes, he is. Let's see how he can do. Can he keep it in there? Yes, he can. Can Webster get back on traction better than him? Doesn't look like it. And now we're having glitches with the timing. There fixed itself. So Taylor up to P5 now.
XC or just put in Overlord, just removed some sandbags. He must have removed quite a few sandbags. That's the case. How much did he put on there?
I'm watching Webster and Taylor right now still, because they still look quite close, and Friday's looking to pounce at any moment he gets.
There's yellow flag and actors spun, I believe, throws in the wall. He's still going.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. For him, he was in P2. It should go up to P3, or P2 I should say. They're right next to each other. Taylor and Webster are next to each other still. Taylor's now up to P4. And I tell you what, I said Overlord was pulling away. Not so much anymore. Only 6/10 in it. Taylor sets the fastest lap of the race, only 5/10 in it, half a second now. Oz Formula closing down on your race leader, Overlord. It should go P3 now. I swear he's the most silent person I've ever seen. But he's so consistent. He keeps getting these good results. Oh, it should. I talk and people spin. It should go almost spins off the exit. Taylor on the back. They're pretty nicely spread. Skeppy on the back of Aldifer.
This top 6
I say anyone can still win this race.
Top 6 separated by 8/10. It's not 8/10, sorry. 4 seconds, 1 roundabout.
I'm looking for that, yeah. The top 10 themselves are separated by 8 seconds.
Yeah.
And the top 5 are separated by 3 seconds.
This is gonna be a good race.
I think Itchy goes on the back of Oz Formula now. I don't think he'll be able. Oh, he almost spins.
6/10, 5/10. What's his step? He's
lost
gaming.
quite a bit of time. Oz Formula is using a lot of battery. Oh man, I just looked. Overlord's out of battery.
Oh wow. So he was using it all up in the first couple
I think I know what's happened here. He might have had to turn an assist off or two. And he's pretty good in the dry, I assume, but the wet he might not be so...
Yeah.
Might not be as good. Anyway, oh man, we got everyone setting fast laps now. Taylor ends up setting the fastest lap this time round. Top 3 are really, top 4 actually, are really close. Oz Formula on the back of Overlord. I think that might, but see, action can happen at any time at this point because just someone missing traction, someone making a half spin, letting someone else get on the back of them, anything can honestly happen at this point. But I'm trying to pay attention to this top 4 because they're really, really close to each other. At this
when Oz Formula gets a horrible run out of that section there. Ishigo, surprisingly, is already yellow on the fuel.
Oh, I think he underfueled his car, which I honestly probably would have done the same, but because he probably is using lean in most of these corners instead of rich. Probably just underfueled his car. I don't know the rain forecast. I don't know the weather forecast. All I know is that Ichigo runs wide going onto the backstretch, and that could leave Taylor looking for an opportunity to pounce. But as I say that, Oz Formula also looking at Overlord. It keeps giving me a shot of his rear wing, even though I don't want it. I don't know why. Every time I spectate Oz Formula, I get a shot of his rear wing. I haven't seen any penalties yet, which I think is interesting, because I thought I'd see a lot by now. I don't really understand what Overlord is doing here. This is interesting. He's keeping it an overtake. He's keeping it an overtake throughout the entire lap. I don't know if he realizes he's doing this, but
he must.
It's difficult to get on the power out of corners when you're in overtake, and then he has no power on the straights. I don't know if he knows he's doing it, but I hope he realizes soon.
He must know. It looks like he's on control, so he had to press it himself.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you can't run automatic ERS in Tier 2 either. It's just a line only. It's the only assist that's allowed in Tier 2. But P2, 3, and 4 are looking pretty close at the moment. Taylor tries to keep it straight. I think Ichigo might be on the back of Oz Formula. And I don't know what's with these camera angles, but they keep giving me backwards looking shots, and Ichigo is completely out of ERS too. Oh, that's really close. Oh, he almost hit Oz Formula. Oz Formula spins. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh,
He resets the track. That'll be a penalty coming his way, because you're not allowed to do that. He saves himself some positions, but he'll probably get a slapped-on penalty come the race end. I'll tell you what, Taylor didn't start real well. Axe now gets a penalty. Taylor, after not starting real well, probably looking to be higher up in the field, stayed out of trouble, and he's now P3 as well. Another one having a good race at the moment is Webster. Hasn't had the greatest races this year. And I also say Aldifer, even though he was in P2, or not P2, P4, still in the points and still a really good race at the moment, considering he hasn't had the greatest of seasons.
Yeah. It looks like quite a few of these drivers have underfuel. I say quite a few. I've seen 3 drivers that underfueled their car.
Usually you would underfuel in the rain or put less fuel than usual.
Yeah.
Because you use lean on the exit of corners instead of maybe like rich.
It looks like it's drying up. Well, someone's
kinda, but it's still raining. It's toxin. It is toxin.
Horrible race.
I think Maverick's already pitted, hasn't he? Maverick and Zaizu have pitted. Yes, they have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Actually, no. No, I don't think Maverick's pitted.
No,
Zaizu has pitted.
No, let me check Rex. He hasn't.
Brackish is on the inside of Skeppy. They're gonna go side by side. No, they're not. Looked like they were gonna go side by side into the final corner. See what Brackish can do into the first corner.
Big wins out at the start have been actually Sugar and Taylor's lap, moving up 5 positions.
Not many people. I mean, I say not many people have made mistakes. Only the 2 Williams have, really.
Yeah, it's got some big time.
The 2 McLarens going side by side now. Brackish and Saxman.
Oh,
I think Brackish just let Saxman through, actually. Looked like he let off a bit there. Interesting at the front, actually, because
it should go with
on top of that, I think Oz Formula is closing back into Webster. It's about 5 seconds, if I'm not wrong. It's past Fridays, and I think he's trying to get on the back of Webster now. Ichigo on the back.
He's had a little half spin.
I overload.
Fridays is already on the back.
Taylor Clan might try to pass Ichigo. It's really hard to pass in the wet here. We'll see if he can do it using overtake. It doesn't look like he'll be. Oz Formula also did reset the track earlier, I will remind, and he will probably get a post-race penalty for that as he moves back up into P5 past SV Fridays. Fridays trying to keep it on the inside. No, he won't. Aldifer behind them. Oh, Fridays almost ends. Ichigo pits. Interesting. Looks like he's trying to get a big undercut. But I think he's going to try to take those tires to the end. Promotes Taylor up into second, and could, but it's still raining at the moment. I still see drops falling, so let's see what Taylor can do here. He's only 7/10 back from the race leader. He stayed out of trouble, and since Ichigo pitted, it looks like he's closed up to the back of him now, but we'll see what he can do. He's had a really clean race so far. And not to mention, the 2 that got bumped up from Tier 3 are running 1 and 2 in Tier 2 at the moment.
I believe it stopped raining.
I do think, yeah, I think you're right. It has stopped raining.
I don't know if I'm just blind or not, but it doesn't look like there's any rain coming to cars.
I'm looking I'm on board with Taylor at the moment. It does not look like it's raining at all.
There's no,
But
so
I can say this from the realistic race on Thursday. It stopped raining at about mid-race, and it didn't dry up until lap 27. So it still could be a while for it to dry up, or it could be quick, depending on if the sun pops out or not. I think it takes a little bit longer for it to dry up in this game.
yeah.
It's so hard to pass in the wet, and because I honestly think Taylor has more pace than Overlord at this point. He's closed in a lot toward him, but it doesn't look like he can just get past. He can't get that traction out of a corner to pass him. It can be really frustrating sometimes. Hopefully he doesn't do something stupid and send it up the inside where it shouldn't be.
Yeah. Well,
He just pulls away.
Overtake.
Yeah, that's interesting. He's just keeping it in overtake.
If he finishes on podium, we'll have to have a talk about that to him. And already, it does look like there's a small dry line appearing. I will point out.
It does kinda, but there is still quite a
There's
bit of
still a lot
spray
of water.
coming off the tires. I'm wondering. Oh, someone spun. It should go. It should go. That's. He was running
Such a
P2
good race.
pitted, and that's really unfortunate. Hopefully he can keep going and try to fight back, because he's been doing well this whole race. Taylor's gonna be on the back of Overlord. Overlord goes defensive. Taylor gonna go down the inside now.
Two newbies.
No. Oh, they're side by side still. I think Taylor's gonna have better traction. No. They're gonna be side by side into this corner. It's gonna be very tight. Overlord concedes. Taylor takes the lead of this race and sets the fastest lap to go on top of it.
Overlord had to concede to that position. He was never going to win that battle.
It does look to be drying up very quick, but it's drying up really quick, actually.
Yeah.
It does not look wet anymore, but there still is spray coming off the tires. We'll know when they'll pit, because it'll say DRS enabled. Taylor sets a purple first sector, so yeah, this track is getting ramped up. It's drying up.
Now, with the dries potentially coming back into play, could we say Overlord just pull away and do a somewhat in
We'll see.
whatever race?
If not, it'll be a really close battle. I think it should. No, it should go in the pits? Yeah, he is. This is unfortunate. Oh no, he's putting hards on. Oh, DRS enabled. They're gonna pit this lap.
Oh,
We'll see
wow.
if they pit for hards or mediums.
They've
Track is
called
dried
that.
up already. That's really interesting.
They've called that perfect.
Mavericks put hards on. It's about to go crazy. Zaizu's put mediums on. That's a real risk. We'll see if Overlord can come back. He will have DRS on this straight. Still using overtake. I don't know what the
He's
heck
out
he's doing,
of
to be honest. Yeah, I don't understand
we've
it.
got a spinner. That's scared me, I believe. It is.
They're gonna pit this lap. We'll see if they put hards or mediums on. This could be very crucial.
Out of the pit lane.
Brackish. 5 seconds. Corner cutting and gaining a place. That's
That was
interesting.
good. See what we can come out on top.
Well, we'll see now who can win this pit stop battle.
I believe
Overlord puts hards on, gets held up. He gets held up in the pits. That's unfortunate. Taylor, I believe, will get out in front of him easily. Yes, he will.
Quite a sizable.
They both have hards on, trying to go to the end of the race. I believe they can easily go to the end of the race.
Yeah, you do.
But I'd be careful, because it's the track is still slick. It's not completely dry. We'll see how everyone exits the pits. Alder in 5th. He's jumped up a couple positions from spinners.
Ooh,
I should say,
Friday's
not him spinning.
Just gets out in front of Skeppy as well. Only just.
Ed's in the points as well.
Go on, Ed.
I feel bad for Ichigo. He was P2, and
that one spin, that front wing change in the pit lane, just ruined his whole
I'll tell you
race.
what though, Ichigo and Saxman coming out. Nope, not close. Not close at all.
Kinda close.
Yeah, Taylor gained a lot in the pit stop phase.
Yes.
2-second gap now.
Oh,
I Overlord's left the session. Try to invite him back as quick as possible. The one good thing for him is that his AI is now letting him save ERS. I'll see if I can do it. I think I can do it.
There he is.
I got it. I sent him one. We'll see if he can get back in the session. But now Taylor, after being bumped up from Tier 3 to Tier 2, looks like he might have control of this race and it'll be his to lose at this point.
Depends on how quickly Overlord.
Overlord is joined back. We'll see. But it's already 4 seconds. He's already lost 2 seconds since the pit stop. He was only 2 seconds behind, and now it's almost 4 seconds. We'll see if he takes control.
Yeah.
He did join back. It might. He's not back in control yet. Will Webster overtake him? They're all kind of spaced out at the moment as well. Actually, no. I'll take that back. Fridays is on the back of Skeppy. Keep me updated if iOverlord takes control of his car again.
I don't know if he knows how to.
I would hope he knows how to. Ichigo sets the fastest lap of the race.
Oh, he's done it.
iOverlord drops to P3.
I believe he's done it. Yeah, he's done that.
We'll see if he can come back at Webster now. He has some ERS now, actually, because his AI decided to use it, or save some. It's still not ideal because
that it's like fuel. The more you use it, the lighter your car gets. That's what you might think.
But now he's deactivating it and stuff.
Maybe he was just doing it in the
know.
wet to get far ahead.
Maybe it's a strategy in the wet. I haven't seen that before though, so Taylor's up 7 positions from the start. Webster's having a really good race in P2.
Yeah.
Honestly, I believe this is Taylor's race to lose now.
He's 5 seconds
he's left
ahead of
again.
Webster.
He's left again. He's definitely having some internet issues. I'll invite him. I did it already. Okay. This could be really unfortunate. iOverlord qualified on pole, led up until the pit stop phase when Taylor overtook him, and now it looks like he's having some connection issues.
As soon as it goes dry, the pulse has problems.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oz Formula, is gonna get back up into P3, and that's a big gap to Alderfer behind. Depending, I think resetting the track is about a 10-second time penalty, so it sounds harsh, but we don't like people resetting the track, and the stewards don't like it, so he could get hit with a harsh penalty, but he's in P3 at the moment, so need to look for battles down the field. Brackish and Fridays look pretty close at this point, as well as Axe and Alderfer. Axe is gonna have DRS. Oh my lord, he has tons of speed. Oh lord, he flies by him. Oh, Alderfer hits the back of him. Does he have wing damage? Yes, he does. He has front right wing damage. That's super unfortunate for him.
I think Axe had to break super right.
And he dives into the pits, presumably for a set of medium tires. Overlord did the fastest lap. I believe that's a glitch. I definitely believe. Yeah, that's a glitch. He's still ghosted. I believe.
Doing that.
Yeah, his ghost wouldn't do. I couldn't see. What time did he set? He set a. Yeah, that's a glitch. It's a glitch. So
Unless the guy's
he won't
genuinely...
get the point for that. This is crazy though, because he's in 4th right now, and if he joins back and just finishes, there's such a big gap to 6th, 7th, 8th.
Yeah.
There's a really big gap on track, and I'd say Ichigo hasn't had a greatest race. Or he has had a good race, he just pitted for inters, kind of then spun, and then kind of got left out to dry when it got back to the dry. Maverick hasn't had a good race at all, and caught up in many incidents.
And Maverick's not
And I'd say it's just Taylor's race to lose at the moment.
How far is it?
I'm pretty happy for
6
Webb's.
seconds.
6 seconds. That's pretty big. That's 2 penalties worth. That's a big gap. And I still believe Oz Formula will get a penalty. So I'm going to invite Overlord again.
I believe Williams both will, because I don't know if you called it, but Axe
Did
was
Axe?
done it as well.
He did.
When
I did not catch it.
He was on the back straight. He reset the track from the gravel trap.
Oh, you're talking about Axe. He hits the wall on the exit. Got on the grass under acceleration. Now he has front left wing damage. Overlord has joined back. Hopefully he can get back in his car, because I think if he just gets back in his car and doesn't have any more issues, he could finish P4 in this race. Possibly even P3 back on the podium if Oz Formula gets a penalty for resetting the track. Brackish is now, that's unfortunate. He's only a half a second behind
where is he?
Fridays.
Where is he? Can't find him.
I've sent him an invite, but you should still try to as well. I just realized, I think Brackish looks like he also has a tribute helmet to Antoine Hubert. You said Taylor did earlier, correct? I didn't realize till now, but Brackish also has a helmet. And he has rejoined, which is very good news. We don't like it when drivers disconnect, because this game is definitely not the best with those situations. Is it just me, or this race feels lit to go by very slowly at this point? Everyone's like massively spread out.
The first half of the race went quite quickly, yeah. Now this bit's
Saxman and Aldifer are pretty close. Aldifer had wing damage, so he had to pit for mediums. So Aldifer had wing damage, if you remember, so he pitted for mediums.
No, this is gonna get interesting because
you have a yellow sector 1. That is Zaizu, I believe.
Yeah,
it is. And we also have Ichigo and Maverick.
2 guys who collided are now back on track together. Aldifer and Axe.
That is really interesting. Axe has got to do a little bit of catching up, though. Aldifer probably wants to get by Saxman and get back into the points as soon as he possibly can. And I'll tell you what, this race started wet. It's looking like a beautiful day at the Chinese Grand Prix.
It is looking brilliant. It is a shame
sun popped out.
Track
I think Aldifer will definitely be on the back of Saxman. Saxman needs an overtake as well. Brackish also leaves the session again.
I'm on it.
Saxman breaks late. They're going to try to keep it 2x2. I think they're going to stay 2x2 even into the last corner. They do, but Aldifer will have DRS again. We'll see what he can do. I think he'll be too far back, though, this time. As I say that, I'm going to invite
Oh,
or try to invite Brackish back again. Oh no, I invited him to party. I did not mean to do that. I invited him to the game.
Oh, I'm anxiety by the looks of it. The three at the back are looking quite close.
Very racy. Aldifer goes down the inside of Sax. Does not work out again. And as you said, Axe is now on the back of Aldifer. After Aldifer tried to go down the inside of Saxman and it didn't work. Ichigo and Maverick getting really racy. The fight over the wooden spoon, as people like Arava would like to say, last place. Tell you what, Axe has a lot of battery to play with.
He does. We need to play some of this straight, I believe so.
He has over 94%. Aldifer goes wide. Axe gets promoted up into P11.
Do you see a repeat of laps between these two?
Aldifer is going to be on the back of Axe though. We'll see if he breaks later than him.
He does.
He's going down the inside.
Well,
Axe does the switchback.
A little bit of twitch.
They're going to be side by side in the final corner. We'll see who pulls. Axe concedes. We'll have DRS though. He'll be on the next to Aldifer again because he has DRS and flies by him this time. Now Axe will be on the back of actually Brackish soon. Brackish rejoined. I don't know if he knows how to get back into the car though. And someone, there's a Renault.
Oh, that's Ichigo. Zach the Beast has put into the chat, Taylor for tier 1.
Maybe, quite possibly.
He's just been bumped up to tier 3.
He's been bumped up from tier... Yeah, he's been bumped up from tier 3 to tier 2. High Overlords put in definitely almost a tier 1 quality pole lap. But, Taylor is 7 seconds ahead of Webster. I think Oz Formula is closing in on Webster, actually.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll matter. I don't know if the reset to track penalty is 5 seconds or 10 seconds. And Ichigo's around again. I hope he doesn't retire on track. That would be very unsportsmanlike if he does.
He needs to let them tires cool down, sir.
He does, but he's so far back at this point. He might retire.
Lapped.
Yeah, Taylor actually about to come on the back of Ichigo.
Ooh.
Fridays and Skeppy looks like the closest battle.
Aldifer and Bracket are both here. What are they gonna do?
I don't know why they pit. Aldifer left. He retired.
They both retired.
Brackish is also retired in the pit lane, so they both had enough of this race. That's unfortunate. They could have both got points.
Yeah.
At least 1 or 2, but Aldifer, that's unfortunate. He started P4.
Comes in, always spun in the pit lane.
Oh boy.
Oh, here's Brackish.
I didn't mean to invite you, commentating right now.
Ichigo here actually pits for the softs. So he's trying to go to the
I think he's going to go for fastest lap. He's going to go for fastest lap. He won't get the point for it.
Yeah.
This is unfortunate, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone's kind of got their own little 5-second gap to everyone else. They're kind of socially distanced from everyone, we'll call it that. There's no one within DRS range at this point, except Saxman and Axe. Actually, they're pretty close on track at this point. Actually, Axe just got by Saxman, if I'm not if I'm not mistaken, because he was behind him, and that'll move Axe up into P9.
Yeah, I believe that happened.
He might
Ed's
also
gonna
have a
Toxin's
penalty.
around as well.
Toxin gets Ed's in 7th. I wonder what happened between Toxin and Ed.
I think Toxin just the retires and spun.
Taylor's just controlling this race at this point. Not even, doesn't even look like he's pushing, to be honest. He's keeping it well within track limits. Got quite a big gap to everyone on track, except from what I said. Axe and Saxman. But I feel like Axe is going to pull away from Sax quite a bit. Sax is still low on fuel. Will not be able to make a move into this hairpin. I think Axe is also closing on Ed, but if anyone reports his reset to track, he might also have a penalty coming his way as well. I did not catch it on stream, unfortunately, but Axe does have better grip than Ed at this point, so I think we'll be on the back of him pretty soon. Fridays is going to try to get on the back of Skeppy, I assume. Still have 7 laps to go when Taylor crosses the line.
There isn't really many battles going on.
I know, I mean, I guess that's what happens when you get rain and then there's a big field spread when people put on dries first. But
yeah.
I wouldn't say Taylor has dominated the race. He's just kind of had... I wouldn't say he's had the race handed to him either. He's stayed out of trouble to be P1 at this point, but...
Yeah. The closest battle on track is actually Axe and Ed. Well, yeah,
Axe is now on the back of Ed. Ed, I think, has some battery to play with, but Axe is going to go on the outside. He's going to brake later than him. Is he going to leave a space? Leaves a little bit of space, but that was really close. Now, Saxman's going to be on the back of Ed. But if that Axe's penalty or reset to track is reported, he could be dropped behind both Ed, Sax, and Saxman, and possibly even Toxin still, if it's 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't know the severity of the penalty.
Ishko just looks like he's having fun out there right now, weaving all over the track. I don't know. Yeah, he's...
He can't affect anyone's race because he's ghosted. He knows his race is over at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think this is... I don't think this is...
This isn't very fair on the other drivers.
It really isn't. It could cause a virtual safety car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could even cause a safety car.
Not fair, sorry.
This I don't think this behavior is acceptable, especially if he retires on track too. He was having a good race, but it doesn't mean you get to ruin it for the others. We'll ignore that for now. I think he's just trying to drift, but it's pretty unsportsmanlike if you ask me. We'll try to ignore that as Saxman actually gets past Ed, people who are actually trying to race at this point.
Axe gets... I think Saxman spun, because look how far back behind Axe is.
He was battling with Ed, and Axe is pulling away with fresher mediums. Because Ed and Saxman were battling into the hairpin.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you, Fridays is going to want to get by Skeppy for P5. That is now the closest battle on track.
I believe even if Fridays finishes this race,
I think Ichigo needs to get off track. He should not be on track at this point. Hopefully he doesn't get away with that, because I don't think he should be doing that. Oh, and hopefully he doesn't retire on track, because if so, he could have a big penalty coming his way. If it causes a safety car, say that. I mean, Ichigo's been lapped by everyone, including Maverick, who is in front of him. Fridays is going to use the DRS off of Skeppy to close in up to 4/10 now, I'd say. Yes, 4/10, 5.5 seconds. See if he can attack him coming onto this front stretch now.
And Friday just needs to finish this race and he'll take the lead of the championship back.
Well,
that's what he needs to do.
Taylor will get 25 points, and
where is Taylor?
I want to see fastest lap.
Taylor isn't actually in the leaderboard yet, so that'll put him.
Ichigo is set fastest lap, but I believe it's the fastest lap within the top 10, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, yeah.
He will not have fast lap. Axe would have fastest lap, 33.8. No, I overlord 33.2.
He sure needs to get into that pit lane and retire. He's causing a threat to safety car right now.
He can't hurt anyone else's race in contact terms. He can't hit anyone.
It's just a safety car threat.
But definitely,
that's the only threat that
we're getting late into
now.
this race, and that could ruin someone else's chance of winning, such as Taylor, or even scoring points.
Yeah.
Taylor has just controlled this race ever since he's taken the lead.
I believe that's Maverick is lapping him for a second time.
Yeah, he needs to. He's embarrassing himself at this point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spectate Skeppy and Fridays again, because this looks like an actual. Fridays almost gets out of shape and goes off track, but he keeps it on track.
After the miserable race from Skeppy last week, he's having a solid one this week.
Yeah, but Skeppy did end up in the points because of last week's chaotic finish. Oh man, that race was crazy. I swear this race is more of a procession than Monaco.
Yeah,
but at this point, the beginning of the race was quite fun. But right now, everyone, oh man, Ichigo, get off track, mate. Get off the track. No, but get off the track, retire.
Oh, he's got a puncher. That's what he was trying to do.
What a joke, man. What a joke. And, because now look at this. If Fridays wanted to send it on Skeppy into this hairpin, for whatever reason he couldn't, because there's yellow flags.
Yeah.
Get off the track, man. Get in the pit lane and retire. You're embarrassing yourself. And I bet Fridays looked like he actually wanted to send it, because he was pretty close, actually.
He was very close to the end of that straight. This is actually the closest battle we've got on track. If you look at the mini-map.
It is. That's why I'm staying on board. I hope Ichigo just goes to the. I hope Ichigo just goes to the pit lane, man.
Let's see what he does.
Just get off track.
He
please.
does.
Just please retire.
What did he do? Does he retire?
Friday's gonna go down the inside of Skeppy. Skeppy gonna try to hang it around the outside, and Skeppy get the traction he can. Fridays gets a little loose on traction and has to stay behind another lap. This is gonna be the closest finish on track. Ichigo. This is unacceptable. I'm sorry. He literally can't even finish in the points, even if 3 people retire, because there's not even 3 laps left. And he's 3 laps down to Matt.
Yeah.
Taylor started
He's
the
nearly...
penultimate lap. We're on board with Fridays, who's trying to attack Skeppy. This is the closest battle at this point.
He could go 4 laps down to Taylor if he spins again.
He really shouldn't even be running at this point.
No.
It's not. It honestly isn't funny.
That's why I retired from the realistic league race. So I just didn't have any pace.
Oh,
Well,
someone
Maverick
actually who
spun.
was racing is spun. It's a Maverick.
It's still an overtake. Spun.
I looked at the. I think he had overtake activated and spun because he got too much wheel spin. Well, he can't. Well, Maverick, you can't finish last. You got a bonehead behind you that doesn't know how to retire.
You've got Sebastian Vettel in a Renault behind you.
All right, I didn't want you to be that harsh.
Hey, he's Spinala.
Jeez.
He is now 4 laps down to Taylor.
Maverick's in the pits, probably the first set of salts, just to go to the end. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's not gonna get the first. He could get the first lap, but he won't get the point for it.
I'm looking at Fridays and Skeppy.
How close is that now? Ooh, this could get heated on the last lap.
Fridays has about 10% less than Skeppy. He didn't get a great exit either, but he still has the DRS advantage, so
it's not gonna matter.
This will be the closest finish at the line. I think I looked on the mini map, and coming out the snail section, Taylor now is lap Maverick as well.
Yeah.
Taylor is on the last lap of the race. Fridays and Skeppy going on to the last lap of the race right now. I believe Taylor definitely is going to win this race. Webster going to check if Webster has penalties. I don't think he does,
I
but
checked
check
earlier
anyway.
Taylor
Right.
hasn't.
I don't think Oz Formula has any either, but I wouldn't mention it to him in the post-race interviews, but most likely he's going to get a penalty for resetting the track mid-race.
Oz Formula has 1 penalty.
Look at this. This is stupid. Taylor and
Come on, dude.
Taylor's just celebrating now. He knows it's his win.
Yeah.
After being bumped up from Tier 3 up to Tier 2,
He's done a match.
showed some decent pace. Has stayed out of trouble, crossing the line to win in Tier 2 in his first race. Celebrates. Webster goes P2. Oz Formula will cross the line P3, but I believe he will get a penalty. I believe in the end, after the stewards have to say something about it, Overlord will also... Yeah, actually... No, Skeppy loses it on traction. I can't believe I didn't catch that. Axe gets moved up into P6 as well. No. Fridays secures P5. Axe P6. Skeppy finishes P7. I can't believe I didn't catch that, man. Sax finishes P8. Ed will finish in the points.
I shouldn't be laughing at that.
P9.
Skeppy, I'm so sorry.
I didn't catch that. I caught him mid-spin.
Oh man.
I believe after I think after the stewards have something to say about it, I believe Overlord will also take his first podium in Tier 2.
Yeah.
After getting bumped up to Tier 3, even though he disconnected twice. But as of right now, let's get our top 3 in here.
Oh wow.
I'll let you talk to P3 and P2, and I'll talk to P1, but let's get them in here first. Oh no, I invited Skeppy. Oh no, what am I doing? Oh, what am I doing?
It'll be good to talk to him.
Oh boy. And Taylor Clan also gets Driver of the Day.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an anticlimactic race, pretty interesting at the start, and then everyone decided to socially distance at the end.
Yeah. Everyone's in.
Before we start the interviews, let me run down the order. We have Taylor in P1, Webster P2, Oz Formula P3, iOverlord P4, Fridays P5, Skeppy finishes P6, Axe P7, Sax P8, Ed P9, Zaizu P10, Toxin P11, Maverick P12, Ichigo 13th, and Brackish and Aldifer did not finish in 14th and 15th. I'll let you start.
Okay. Formula, good race from you. Very quiet race from you. Dropped down to P7 or 8, I believe, after the first lap. Just talk us your emotions going into that race.
Is Oz Formula here?
He's in the party.
Mic muted. You're good.
You can hear you now. Just talk us through your emotions going through that race, dropping up to P7 or 8, wherever it was, and then coming up to the podium.
The rain really made it. Not upset.
One.
Yeah, the rain really screwed me over. And then the spin screwed me over, and I forgot that you get a penalty for resetting the track. So I accept the penalty. Hopefully, it's not too big. I'll probably only fall like one position because Skeppy and stuff were really far behind. So yeah, it was kind of boring. At least when it got dry. So
Yeah, that second half of the race wasn't too entertaining. Everyone just as the Finn fan said, just socially distanced the whole race, pretty much.
yeah.
Good race from you. It'd be a shame to get that penalty added onto your time.
Yeah.
The track. Good race though.
Yep, thank you.
On to Webster. Very quiet race from you, from what I saw. Don't know what it was like from your side, but just talk us through what happened.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the start of the race, getting out there, I mean, the rain kind of threw everybody off. I started P5. Thought it was going to be decent. I had a decent start. Turn 1 was a mess. I got pushed wide by BRO Aldifer Jr. Just kind of ran my race in the wet, you know, just quiet. I really didn't have anybody too close behind me or too far ahead of me. I just kind of wanted to play it safe and just make sure that, you know, I didn't end up in any stupid collisions or making any mistakes out there. And you know, the pit stops came, and that was okay. And I found myself up in third for a bit, and then moved up to P2. And from there, I just kind of cruised. I just watched the Delta every lap. You know, I was trying to stay ahead of Oz Formula. I know he was pretty quick, especially in the dry. We've seen it year in and year out here in the F1 games, you know. So I was worried about him behind me, but just trying to gain on Taylor Clan here and there. Just kind of run my race, very quiet, but it was very enjoyable. I needed a good result after the couple of bad races that I had the last two. So this will help me in the championship, and I view this as a win for myself. So
Yeah, good race from you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
So
Now on to our race winner, Taylor Clan. From what I saw from you, you avoided most of the chaos. You kind of just was chill about attacking anyone, just tried to avoid any collisions, tried to get no damage, but once you were in the lead, it just looked like you were cruising like a Lewis Hamilton almost, just kind of cruising to a win with no one behind you to attack. So tell us, how'd you stay out the trouble at the beginning, and how's it feel winning your first race in Tier 2 after getting bumped up from Tier 3?
I'll be about, I think, 40 points off of the championship lead, which is kind of what I'm aiming for. But yeah, I knew after Thursday's race where we had a wet start, I knew that a lot of people were gonna overshoot turn 1 and like take that wider line. So I tried to hold as well as I could on that curb, and so I think I gained like 2-3 positions off of that, and then from there just taking people off one by one. And once I passed Overlord there for the lead before we pitted for the dries, I knew it was going to be a rumble from there, but then he got disconnected sadly. He fell back to P4, so yeah, solid race all around, trying to manage the gap, minimize penalties, so yeah.
It was a really good race considering just got bumped up from Tier 3 to Tier 2, immediately taking your first win. Thank you, and great race from all our podium sitters today. Thank you for providing us with a entertaining race in the beginning. Try not to socially distance in the second half next time, will you? Well, no, I'm joking. Good race from you three, and
I was quite satisfied. I liked being socially distanced. I mean, I don't know, so.
I mean, when you weren't when you weren't socially distanced in other races, it didn't turn out good. So I guess you're right about that.
Yeah, I guess you could throw that dig in there. I also, real quick, want to shout out the Breakout Racing League Tier 4 action, 9:30 p.m. Monday nights. Please tune in. It's Jonathan Webster alongside Sax.
Yeah.
I'd love for you guys to tune in. It's a fantastic season so far, we'll see you then.
All right, since he's going to plug that, thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm going to plug Tier 1 right now, which goes live in about 30 minutes time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure to tune in, watch Chandler grab pole and drop 10 positions. Okay, until then, I will see you all next race. Goodbye.